best, and so we can start opening the door to that conversation a bit.
So you go.
Yeah, very true. Gotta give us a bit more.
Wimbo.
Moves one of the two. Does Stralis get out long? Oh, this could go very wrong for Fuzi unless he peeks immediately. Does miss that toilet player in the flick back. Too late, 40 seconds, and Astralis again have a lot of map to close up on. That smoke fought behind it by NQZ. His teammate needs to go back to the bomb site. Right now, it's a big gap. Ooh. Astralis have smoked themselves.
Oh, they're trying to go B right now. That's because Yabi's made it out into the B site, but they've been blocked in it connector. Reason he's got all this B space is because, well, Pain went and fought for short. Snow has ended the round right here. There just isn't time for Yabi to win this anymore. And so that decision to change their mind in the mid-round with the final, 20, 30 seconds left, it comes back to haunt you. Yabi might have had the room, but you didn't have the path to rotate.
Yeah, that explains the front side smoke, but yeah, they had a free open bomb site. That's a couple of rounds now. Astralis have had way more room than they thought.
Dude, if I want to look for some nice signs right now for Pain, I actually like that they've been so dedicated to fighting early and mid. It's something that you've seen a lot of teams have kind of moved away from, playing back within the sites themselves, largely looking for info. I think squads that set a precedent early of, hey, we're going to fight you for the bathrooms, we're going to fight you for this control, it's only good in the long run because you still have that option to go back, play within the site, play for the information. What it's going to do is Astralis now have to clear toilets properly every time they go there, through fear of this setup, through fear that Pain are going to be fighting for the control. And so what you've essentially done is taken a lot of the pace out of the game. You're going to have to burn util, you're going to have to waste time clearing these positions.
And the late toilet regress is a classic Brazilian move, right? If we think back to the LGSK of old. So Pain, again, 3 players on this top site, a weakened lower site. But Astralis don't really have the weaponry nor util to offer much of a threat. One smoke, one flash. VSM. Committed monster side. With a bit of cover from Snow. Molly ready to go on his contact. There it is. Perfectly timed. Snow takes some damage, but there is no punish here. They're even going to swing back out for the fight. They're not trying to escape. They're trying to box their way out of this corner. Astralis, one good flash, but I say good. I regret it. It's the entry that does the damage. Fuzi with a double up. Ryu's taking space. Headshot with the deagle. Big Uzera clutch up, but that nade could kill the planter.
Alex not to throw it in, not straight away. Fuzi still dead, the HE rains down. And now Ryu locked in this 1v1. His aims look solid throughout the series, and he's going to demonstrate it there. The killing blow dealt to Big Uzera. And once more, it's the 2 international pieces, Ryu and Fuzi, to help get Astralis on the board.
Just a straight up 2v5. No funny business. Just Fuzi business. Out monster with a brutal double, and Ryu took all that space back. Clutch in the open. And Astralis getting the game with that round of all. That heavy A-side stack, live to regret it. Oh, uncrouch on the flash, but Yabi's ready. So sharp shot. NQZ's orb floating on the top side. Yabi keeping control of B, looking for his lurk timing again.
Here's the example of like having to pay respect to these toilet setups, like you have to get that front bathroom smoke in, you got to get the divider molly in. Even now when you move into the toilets, you've still got angles left to check, so there's more util coming out just to remove options. But this was all a matter of the conditioning that Pain have laid on early. You've burned through almost all the Astralis util. That aggression from NQZ wasn't ready for Ryu, pushed in deep.
It's very anti-AWP utility for Astralis there, right? Even just that front side smoke that lets them scale up with the deep toilets, Molotov. They're expecting the AWP. They just didn't expect it to do that.
And, you know, pending a big moment from Big Azera, this is a save brewing. He's the only guy over towards the top site, and he hears Astralis moving in.
Ooh, it's a good exit to allow these saves. But you're right, there's no win in this. Ryu, nice luck with the utility there. It does feel like a crazy move for NQZ to try and thread the needle with the AWP of all things. Feeling like if he sat in the bomb site, they could have just walked into it. Feeling like he had to make a play, and it's that play that gets Astralis back in with another round. Just when you're out on Astralis, they pull you right back in. Going to plan right now. And no money here for Pain, just those saves. Pace. It's a quick toilet smoke for Hooksy. Yabby is just a nuisance on this B side right now. He again catches Snow off the boost. It's a boost or a jump, either way. It's a perfect headshot, and Ryu follows up. That's sickening. I thought you couldn't hold angles in this game.
I mean, I've been very, very impressed in this series by what Ryu's brought to the table. Just being very pretty to watch. So often feels like he'll get two where a lot of players would struggle to even get one. Thinking about some of his tunnels holds back on Dust 2. Feels like he doesn't even know the meaning of the word Pika's advantage.
Smoke up front side. Stair could just walk through it right now. Peria's on a boost. Does have the element of surprise, and so Astralis were going B anyway.
Yeah, and even learning about that, but now it just kind of galvanizes your belief that B is the right call. You know, there's two players up at that top site. You know, there's not a lot to worry about in this round, and so don't overcomplicate it.
They won't. Bomb goes down, plenty of time. Util in the way. This is a save. T-side looking pretty good. Oh, Ryu. Oh, it might go wrong for him here.
Astralis are very committed to the idea of hunting. But with the decision to go long, you put enough distance between yourself and them to not really be worried about it. Should be 3 guns getting out here for Pain. Even heard when we got to the cameras earlier the talk about hunting those saving players down. Something that will prove important. If you're able to take control of the money on T-side overpass, you are in such a strong position.
Yeah. Good spot. Fuzi had a strong conversion rate on the opening kills last map. Especially good on T-sides. It's just what Astralis need. 5v4.
This round, or, you know, like save depending, I guess, the next round, or arguably the defining rounds of this first half. They get to decide just how much Astralis get to push the boat out on this T half, on this T side. If they win out the half on the harder of two sides, there's very little left in this for Pain, and it's a punishing B play dealt the way of them here.
I love that mid-round call. I mean, they just see the short push and Yabby calls they're on me, and Astralis just speed up, rush out the monster, players looking the wrong way. Pyria gets a really pretty double.
If they save on NQZ here, they can get a buy in the next, and so they kind of get to offload the big problem of this round onto that next round with a chance still to fight. Yabby, if he just turned around here, he would have spotted NQZ, who's now gotten away from him. This save is huge. If you get out with it, 4-gun buy in that next round.
Yeah, worth going for. Astralis showing a variety of paces here. Been fine to bleed the clock. Also just throwing in a couple of quicker B-heads to keep Pain on their toes.
Wow,
Never be too sure what's coming your way now. Straight to Pain in this opening match of stage 1.
Yeah, and you know, so you kind of have pushed the burden of last round onto this one, but now this is like the round for the entire half, really. We've been saying that Pain struggle on these T sides, that they've notoriously had a rough time of getting the ball rolling on their T halves, and that no scoreline has felt super safe. Well, you run the risk of getting beat hard in this first half if you don't win this rifle round. It means Astralis are going to be and just continue to maintain this power position where every round they win is leaving Pain with these desperate, cobbled together buys, or you break their money entirely, and then you get a 2-for-1. This round decides if Astralis get to that power position, get to keep Pain really on the back foot. And so if there ever was a time to perform, it's now. NQZ gets his all, we've got all the bells and whistles. If you want to be competitive on Overpass, you've got to stop this B rush.
Oh my goodness, it's coming in hot. Great grenades at least do damage to Astralis, and VSM holds strong with a double. Both players get burned. NQZ has to reposition. He can't afford to miss a single shot, and he nails that kill on the stair. Reflash to get the trade, but they've got to clear the pit of Pyria, who has been here the whole time. Astralis can slow down if they want. They can do is still committed. Ryu was looking for a headshot. But going past this pit, he doesn't know that Pyria sits inside. Fuzi has the cover, and again, these two additions in the late round prove to continually be the source of rounds for Astralis. Fuzi waiting, he's going to nail it, isn't he? Big Uzera swings in, and Fuzi is so reliable to shut down these rounds. How many 2VXs are we going to get from Ryu and Fuzi today?
Yeah, I think if you're Astralis and you have any type of doubts about the move to international, you know, is that departing too much from the DNA of Astralis? You just can't argue with the results that these two guys keep giving you. You know, these are feel-good rounds, because even when things aren't going picture perfect, you've got these two guys just to bail you out of seemingly any situation.
Just rough rounds to lose, man, because of both of these B hits. We've seen great doubles, one from Pyria, one from VSM in that previous round, and it's still not enough. Astralis getting out. Fine and dandy. Triple boost to B, put the M4 to use, but it's going to get avoided. Astralis go back to A. They've just hit 2 B rounds fast, back to back. And then they go back to what was working initially, which is just this slow toilet clear. Using a lot of util.
Pain have just dismantled the triple B stack right as Astralis changed their mind and looked for the B play.
Vector as well would have just been 3 kills, maybe 3 kills. Smoke on heaven, and Pyria, yeah, just got to drop in. You've got to hope for the best here. Need someone to have a crazy moment for pain. Bomb going to go down, and again, time remaining. Room for error. Perfectly cool key round here for Astralis. What more could you want? Pistol converted by Pain. 6-round streak from Astralis on the T side of Overpass.
At this point, you know, you just got to shoot for the stars. The longer you can keep Pain here, the better. You could go on one hell of a streak right now, Astralis. They made sure of as much. You really see the air of comfortability they have here on Overpass. Pain, at least this time, don't feel like they're working with limitations. They've got everything they need, but this is where Astralis might just run back one of these up-tempo B rounds. Uzi with the front spawn, it takes that AWP quickly out towards short. And now that you've got him holding this line, these players over towards Monster feel a way bigger degree of freedom to start to play early. There is a mistiming here. VSM should have a kill on a platter. Uzi dead, and there's nothing he could have done about that. The cover wasn't there from Stare. He even misses on the attempt at the trade.
That's quite a standoff. Hooksy wins it, but he's not ready for a second, so trade must be found. And Period disallows. Denied. Pain do pick it up on this B site. I like the opening move. Fuzi getting aggressive there and trying to find the pick. It's something Yabi's done a couple times with rifles and been able to find openers with. But yeah, the smoke down and connector, VSM moves through it, and Stare never sees him. Even a bit of spam might have dissuaded that. But Fuzi has no cover, no one with him. It's a nice move from VSM, not afraid to make plays as we've learned in this game. So Astralis, when in doubt, what do you do? Rush B? Fuzi tries it again with a rifle.
They're running back the exact same round. Stare again, covering down in the connector. This time an entry gifted to Yabi, and because Fuzi doesn't have that AWP, he doesn't feel as restricted to hold the line. Instead, he's actually going to creep through the short smoke. Into the open, nearly a catch on Pyria, out towards CT. Util to follow up here. This time you've got that man advantage in the bag, and so they just play it forward. Yabi, fantastic set of openings. Very quickly looking to put Astralis back on the path to a victory.
Just a save force. You don't even really care about the money at this point. You just can't win the round. Really pacey round from Astralis, and yeah, the fact that they run it back exactly the same shows that they know what they wanted to do. They just it was just a con play for VSM, and he's not in con this time. He can't do it. Stare has the cover.
Yeah, I think that's likely almost the exact conversation they had heading into that round. You know,
it's a good call.
VSM's not going to do it twice.
Yeah.
And so, you know, everything else about it they like the look of.
And the difference is, like you said, no AWP. Fuzi just able to walk into B. They've got entries out Monster. It's a bit more aggressive. It's a bit more pacey for Astralis. And it certainly works. Exits are nice. They change nothing at this point in the game. Astralis can buy full, so can Pain. 70 rounds overpass? God damn. Maybe even 8.
I mean, the thing that's also nice about this back-to-back B assault is now you've likely put the worry in Pain. The thought is at least going to cross their mind. Well, do they do that again? Do they just go back to the B hit? One of the things that's kind of been letting them down is it feels like wherever they've stacked their resources, it's been in the wrong place, and Astralis have dodged it. Almost run boost for Pyria.
Over the mollies. Tries to throw 2 mollies. They throw one in front of barrels and one on the short side. Uzi's first miss on the opener, all series long. Uzi shuffles in, and out short, Stare finds a response. B is looking tempting. Careful, VSM.
Oh, he saw him in heaven. Hello. Bigazera caught by the boost. And now you start to feel very claustrophobic if you're one of these monster players, one of these pillar players. Snow playing up close to the smoke, trying to block them as they come through the monster aggro. Can't hold on. For NQZ, a tricky 1v2 in front of him. Time's on his side here. He's here very, very quickly. Giving up a lot of ground. Full belt a util for NQZ. Does he value the element of surprise, or does he want to get this util in? Astralis know that this is by no means over. Stare plays it forward, looks for the kill, but can't convert. And so now you've got all that util to start putting to work. Flashes come out, nades to follow. Slowly but surely you're cutting off angles, places where Ryu could be. NQZ, 2 shots downrange to lay Ryu to rest. And this guy's been a hard one to get past. Latest addition to Astralis holds his nerve again in another clutch. And he'll continue cooking up rounds. A fantastic T-side out of Astralis. Pain now move on to the tougher half. Do they have it in them? Astralis in pole position and hungry for a 2-0. They move into a very comfortable half here. CT side of overpass. For Payne, swing and a miss in that first half of play. Success of the pistol, but not much to look forward to outside of that. And a tall task now ahead of them. This is their most troublesome side on a troublesome map for this team. This is a very comfortable Astralis. If you do want to come back, it's got to start straight away.
Yeah, they lost both pistols and dust. At least they got one here. That's all they took. And a single rifle round. Pressure on Payne, blocking the monster, or in the short tunnel, Ryo almost gets fed to the wolves. Able to get out of there, go back to this B stack. Payne do look interested in what the site has in store. Four-man B hold, Fuzi jump spotting on A. It's a pretty good setup right now for Astralis. Ready to deal with a probable B pop, but that bomb rotates out. Payne know they've been spotted.
Really loud on this rotate back up.
It's got to go.
And so Astralis have a bit of forewarning that this play is coming in, but only 2 players in the site itself. Fuzi just about gets out of there. And so we'll be alive come the time of this retake, which is dawning upon Astralis now. Bomb planted, that earlier damage to VSM leaves him a little squishy in this post plant.
No kit, no nades. How do you win this?
Flank either, so if you do want to disrupt the toilets post plant, you're going to have to go fight for it. That hinges on not losing too many players early in this retake. That's not panned out for Astralis. Oh, big Azera goes on a tear. Captain puts the team on his back in that pistol round with a big 3K.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, you said it was a necessity to get back in this game, but I still want to see these full rifle rounds for Payne because it's on a map they've had trouble on. It's a map they've avoided at all costs. So they're going to need more than just a pistol. They're going to need some depth on this T side. Astralis don't force buy, getting their guns in ASAP, trusting in their rifle rounds. Oh my! There's a new triple boost. Every bloody day on this map there's a new boost. You're going to use it on a full eco? Almost feels wasteful. Not if you win it. Fuzi spots someone. Gotta hit the double dink here. Flash, but no one's clearing this from Payne. Fuzi waits for the guarantee, and he gets it as well. Where's he gone? Snow's lost. More damage done, but he does respond on long. NQZ multi-kill.
Oh god.
Oh no, the USPs are coming through, and maybe it was all worth it. After all, with the bomb down in mid, Pyria has to save them. The reload, I think he gave position. Do they realize they should? They get the bomb. They forgot the bomb. They ran past the bomb. He's got a chance. There thinks they've got the bomb. He is rotating out as well. This is a mess of a round. It was only pistols. They can just run away.
Hanging around to fight is VSM. Oh, spotted down in the connector. This time he'll just play to evade.
That's it. That's the round. You can't walk through that. You're not meant to walk through that. Oh dear, if Stair stayed around, he has fights right there. Favorable fights, perhaps. Ooh la la. Only an eco, but certainly a good run. Oh, if you found two
that was the Olaf Pass experience. They didn't know where they were getting shot from. They couldn't figure it out.
Do you think they'll go mid 12 more rounds in a row and never realize it though? That's a true Olaf Pass experience. Why didn't they go long?
Tech issue on VSM. He dropped out right at the end of that round.
Scary.
during the break, just because there's no way anyone could know about this, VSM was like trying to raise spirits just by doing some weird little crouch thing with his view model, but I could see on the cameras, I could see looking down over the edge of our little commentary perch up here. It had the whole team laughing. They were all joining in with it.
Vibe merchant, perhaps?
Yeah, well, I think it's just a nice thing, you know, to have someone that can have a bit of a joke, have a bit of a laugh, just to try and raise the team morale.
Sure. They need it. They went on to convert their pistol.
Snow especially was loving it. So if he suddenly has a massive uptick in performance, you got VSM to thank and his little weird crouch joke that he was doing. It was funny. I'll give him credit.
I'll be doing that
I've
myself.
never seen the model move like that.
Yeah. So they do it down in Brazil. All right, very important first gun round to set a precedent here for Pain on this comeback. Astralis with 8 T rounds, got to be beaten. Nice off angle, and the punish from Ryu. They combo well there. And with no B pick, Pain is still coming back. It's a weakened site, sure, but this info coming in for Yabi, perfect time. Ouch.
And I mean, look at the reaction from the rest of Astralis, right? When Yabi feeds him that info, yeah, it's like 4 dudes at short. They've got the bomb here. There's instant aggression from the rest of Astralis. Stair goes to try and take space back over here in mid. He knows they've only just cleared this position, and so it's not expected. Stair deals them a very rough hand, leaves it all on BSM. The AWP moves in, and Fuzi just isn't missing.
Blocked.
Smiles all around from Astralis as that one comes together beautifully.
Such a great bit of aggression that you note there from Stair, getting into a very committed position where you need a multi-kill, but man, 3 kills and further damage. Job done. Round delivered.
Just a great way to play around the info, you know? Like, I think it would have been easy to maybe just rotate an extra player, play a little back within A, but no, he uses it to fully lock him into connector. Denies that path to come back.
And QZ, if he just full sends right now, he is going to get behind all of Astralis. How quick do they rotate back? Stair is moving from connector originally. He will take it up. Very good timing check for Stair. That was a chance for NQZ, who tanked the molly to be in the A site. Now he's called it off. This goes very wrong for Astralis. Still can. Oh dear. Oh no. More below. Pistol's getting close.
Deleted NQZ. There's the opening. And Hooksy realizes he's in this fight all alone. He's going to play it forward into the toilet smoke. Big Azera has figured him out. Even though Yabi arrives, the site's already lost. The round was meant to be over. Will that double from Yabi give Ryu reason enough to go for this?
So far away, he wasn't even thinking about this, but he is now running a flank with no kit.
Barry should have heard this, right? He made some steps.
Thought he would, but he's not looking like he
Oh, and now he hears the steps at long. Big Azera coming back. Ryu, 2 kills right here. So close. Big Azera just keeps that one safe for Pain.
Yeah, Yabi looking like a nice try, bro. I mean, that was right there. Really nice try. I'm with you. I don't know how Period didn't hear that. Maybe communication. Felt like he ran enough. Back's turned. Very nice try for Ryu, who's been the master of the late round, the closer for Astralis. Just denied by that new MP7, Big Azera's favorite gun.
And I mean, dude, a great round from Snow, you know, like the scout tags he puts down range, the whole reason you're able to kind of keep that site under pressure, all of that coming from the scout, the investment pays for itself. It just won you that round. And so Pain are remaining competitive here. The harder half, harder side, and a chance to break Astralis' money. That would put them on a level playing field here.
Suddenly you're not thinking about how, oh, you need 9 T rounds on overpass on the map we don't really play. You're thinking about you're already 4 away from the win. So campaign break the money here and now. It's already on the edge. Smoke pop, they saw feet. And QZ doesn't get the shot, chance to shoot. Flash scene, Fuzi. Covers the playground push. They've had enough of that. Even Hooksy's able to escape with no punish here from Pain.
Oh, that's really, really rough looking. Thankfully, Fuzi's here to keep everything in check. Orp will prove to be one bridge too far, but that double kill at least keeps the hope of this round alive.
Third player toilets, though. Are you ready for that? Okay.
Solid dink, put down range. And for Hooksy now, just play to evade. Doesn't know whether mid is clear or not. They haven't had info on middle, on connector. Trying to remedy that now with a com push. VSM goes back. That's Yabi brushed aside. He's even going to hang around. Smoke comes in, but it's going to bounce down those stairs. Lent vision to Ryu for an extra few seconds. He just wasn't able to spot VSM.
No rush, because Hooksy actually has sight right now. If he put up a couple of kills here, it's doable. 4 and 13's had a really poor series as an individual, but this could save them. Good flash lineup. No, falls too short. Hooksy's got a 1v1 now.
Pull VSM out of position as well. Now he's not watching the connector. Suddenly the Ryu flank comes in and is that much more effective. You could see exactly how this one would fall apart. Hooksy pulling the strings and Ryu there to help walk that one over the line. An important round mopped up by Astralis. Their money was on the edge. And they've just kept this whole game in check on the back of this round here.
And you saw how close that flash was to nailing Hooksy. It falls a few centimeters short. If that gets him, surely the entry for Pain. Great support from Ryu, who doesn't rush that flank, lets VSM make the mistake, and Astralis do not go down without a fight. They do not get their money broken yet. It's Pain on pistols. Stare, risky, low health, got to get out. They're running him down. Orp needs to provide cover. Astralis still have a chance to call this off, go back to the bomb site. Relative safety.
Yeah, just any extra mileage you can put between you and these Tech 9s is worth it. They even brought a third player up. And so running this into A, no longer as simple as it once was. Not quite as good as his almost unshakable record on Dust 2, but Fuzi rather, still been solid at hitting these shots on the AWP. And so what you'd love is if he's just able to get one, fall down, be alive by the time the exec gets rolled out, that would be perfect. And yeah, it doesn't hang around up there too long. He feels this sight take looming. He feels the play coming in. Gonna direct his attentions out towards the long side, and he nails it. Now the rifles, the SMGs here to try and stop the spillover, and even though Snow has made it in, he's behind enemy lines. 1 versus 3 required from Snow. And as he goes chasing that kill on Stare, a missed shot costs him dearly.
It's a jump. If he's not jumping, it's probably his kill, but there's still no time. Astralis are right there. Barbarians at the gates. And on the edge of taking this map and series as a result, 11-7. We wondered about Pain's depth on this T side, and to be fair to them, they didn't really get a chance to show it. No buffer, no room for error with an 8-4 first half. And so they eco for the last chance. Glock storm long. But we already saw Stairs, internal timer, deal with this last time. He'll do it again. He's back here just before they are. It's not even about kills as much as it is just knowing the rush is coming in. And okay, they do find the frag at range, but it's just going to force a full rotate from Astralis, leaving Ryu alone to B. And not having any of it. Astralis just shut the door on Pain. Can they throw the gun away? Yoink. Back to B. Gabby's back. Ouch.
Well, great timing on that nade.
Hit it. Physically hit it.
So this will be Astralis with all the chances to close this series. Strong debut showing from them.
Just Ryu taking the, I mean, both Ryu and Fuzi taking the cake, really taking all the attention here for Astralis. Stairset coming in. Let's see what these guys can do on land here. They have their online debut. Forget about it.
And dude, even though I think, you know, VSM and Imperio were both kind of keeping up with the strong starts from rookies on map 1, they've dropped off a little here come the turn of overpass. Meanwhile, the output you're getting from Ryu and Fuzi is crept up, if anything, on Ryu's side. He's had some very pivotal rounds in this game.
Because Eris just stopped rifling. It's just straight up MP7 to buy nades every round. Forget the Galil. VSM needs to clear this corner. Stairs big connector. Many of these rounds with VSM lurks through the smoke like he did in the first half. He's found himself in a good position, but they still haven't cleared comp properly. And Stairs tucked in. Take that kill while you got it, but there's more as they come running down. Yabi, committed position.
Yeah, very committed position for Yabi, and he's going to get peaked on 2 angles of elevation here if they try and clear him together. You might not suspect him playing so far forward in a 4v4, but he's been locked into this position from the moment the round started. See the shadow now, and out with a swing. That's all the info for Yabi. Only going to get out with the 1 kill.
Molly.
Uxie haven't arrived down in this B site, and Ryu with a great game leveled against Pain right now. Still feels all right for Astralis. Ryu holds the line. Won't be able to get that reload off, and so this is it. Fuzi and Uxie swinging for the fences, hoping to close this now in the 2v2.
VSM walking up onto the orb, but Fuzi has just not been missing until this moment. Uxie's still here, they never cleared him. Bomb loose, no time. VSM has to clutch up or Pain go to the lower bracket here in stage 1. Astralis not only survive, but thrive in this BO3. A 2-0 victory. They keep it going. It's the top side of stage 1. A debut on land for this roster.
It a little more expected. The thing that takes
in terms of respecting and whatnot, not just letting it get ahead of them. A couple of openers here for NRG. Yeah, speaking of closing things out, MPL will chime in. Kenzazor melts. There's nothing he can really do about that. It's all going to be down to CSGO2. Flashers keep him at bay for now. They may well hear these footsteps coming in as well. Nice finds onto 2. Cost him a lot of HP. If he had an AK, I'd be a believer. I think this M4 will eventually let him down. Just get his hands onto an AK now. Smoke as well. Tap comes in. How are they going to play it? They play it calmly. They will shut him down. They will take us to a 3rd after a 13-2. Take a piece of that bait. NRG certainly not going to be going quietly, not messing around, and they are indeed capable of better here now.
Yeah, what a response coming out from NRG on a non-existent map number 1, your pick of Dust 2, to come in towards Mirage and lay down the law like that. That is what we want to see from this team, and that's proof in the pudding that they've got what it takes to be able to contest in international waters. We're now looking, for me in particular, can OC put back-to-back maps like that, right? Can we get him heading in towards Inferno, putting up that level of performance? If he can, then I can start to believe. Flip side as well, you look towards Bait, new boy on the block, Sekakawa, a poor performance from him, unfortunately. Him and Ascentiel both really struggle to get going. They need to come alive heading in towards that map number 3. But you know the age-old saying, Scriff, all good best of 3s are decided on Inferno, as they say. And of course, that's where we're going to be headed.
Indeed it is. I mean, some insane moments coming in as you see here on the highlights. I think that's certainly something that gets in the way for Bait. The mental getting the better of them, the tilt getting the better of them. We'll see how things pan out onto Inferno.
Hi, this is Basement Dweller's first advertisement, and our second drop is, it's up, actually. If you're seeing this, it's up. It's available on the ESL shop. We had our first go at a jacket, and I'm really proud of it. I've always had an interest in clothes, but, you know, seeing behind the scenes how the sausage is made has been a lot of fun. And if you like the clothes, tell me. If you hate the clothes, tell me, but try them before you slag them off. I think they're really comfy. So yeah, that's my advert. I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna record another one.
seemingly against all odds, we end up on this third map. NRG and Bait for their opening matchups have taken us the distance after NRG really did not impress on Dust 2 their own pick, so we figured, okay, Bait gonna look good enough to just close things out. And then they nearly get 13-0'd, guys. If you did miss it, definitely go back and check those score lines and scoreboards. It's kind of an anomaly at this point. We now end on Inferno to decide this one, and really unsure of what to expect. We are chomping at the bit to get a banger, to get something close, but so far today the B stream has been pretty quick maps, so we'll see if that trend continues.
It's true. We've gone all three, but we've had quick maps, so it's sort of, I guess, both sides of the stick. But I'm not going to make any predictions. I think we've all here on the B stream agreed that predictions are not good because we'll curse them, right? We don't want to do that again, right? So let's see. We're heading in towards this one, Inferno, to decide. I mean, OC was just incredible in towards map number 2. If we can get a little bit more of that, NRG can get right back to winning ways for me. The big question is on the flip side, can we get Sekikawa back to being sharp? He struggled a lot in towards Mirage. Right, I think Inferno's a little bit more prevalent for the Orbs. I like that little play there. Decoy to initially set up, and then a pop flash behind it as well to give Bro the control here.
Yeah, nice little move. Not going to do too much off the back of it. They bait a smoke out from B. He's all alone anyway, and that was the case. Oh, dangerous looking towards middle. It's a group move from Bait, so they trade 1 for 1 at the very least. George tries to find that window, unfortunately going to be denied. Meanwhile, they still have the banana control, so looking to act upon that here, NRG. Oh, got to keep your head. Alex nearly loses it. Thankfully, the Glock at range, not going to be able to find that kill, so he confirms their location. Stays alive for the man advantage, slim man advantage as the bomb goes down. Senthial in banana, this is going to be a big one. Real big one. They hear him coming. Bait him in. He's not biting just yet. Oh man, and at range finds that kill. Seems to know about the closer player as well. Will go down on the site itself. It's a weird little fight there. All on to Nitro with these Julies that he's now recovered. The HP bars could very quickly fall over, but he loses his head. And Bait get the pistol.
Yeah, nice work from Bait. Had to kickstart this well. Of course, we saw how rough things looked when they didn't have momentum in their play towards that previous map. So getting out the gates nice and early here is good. And it did look initially like they could be in a bit of trouble, right? The ding comes through towards Alex, they lose the Sai, forced into a retake, but very good job of whittling down the numbers. With a bomb plant, doesn't mean they can go for a buy here. NRG, they'll allow for George. A couple of MAC-10s, the new look MP7 for Sonic 2, and Bro round it out with a Tech 9. It's not exactly the worst buy in the world, and we already saw in that first map how good NRG can look on the force lines.
Very true. True, charging forwards here. It's a quick find from the M4. Cynthia looking good. Will eventually go down, just overwhelmed. He didn't have the numbers to back up the defense here. He goes down. Expectations now coming in. They're definitely going to give this a go, but we are once again in a very messy scenario. No kit available for the Bait side of things. We do start to worry ever so slightly. Penzazor slowly creeping in. Molotov could be huge, forces that kill. MP9 flying in, creates the space. It's all onto Nitro on the site. Definitely not out of the question. It's close on the defuse. That might be on the line. I think he should have it here, but it sounded like it maybe just ticked over. This is going to be awfully, awfully close. Oh, my. He just gets it in. That is incredibly lucky.
Half a second or so, really. That is very dicey. Thankfully, yeah, like you mentioned, getting over the line, but There was a moment there that didn't exactly look good by any means. Leaving it late, and again, as we saw kind of Nitro being the man in those late rounds. But another one for NRG where you can actually pull silver linings away from it. You lose round, sure, but it's down to the wire. You get a bomb plant out, you get a couple of kills, so I'm not even too surprised that they go back into the force buy. You've got it so close on that force buy. You can have a little bit more money to work with in this one, so the running theory is that you should have a better chance. We'll see if that's the case. Break open the smoke in towards Banana. One spotted up close as well. Alex needs to be very careful. He's already under a bit of pressure, but they have taken Banana control, which is a huge thing to own here now, babe.
Yeah, very true. Putting their best foot forward. Certainly going to be happy with that. Keeping NRG guessing. And it does feel like it's been really a series of like momentum, really important openings to the map have been deciding things and just setting in a bit of tilt or that confidence that you need. Both teams really struggling to get back into a game, back into a map. Keen find from Nitro. Smoke goes down, not really going to do all that much. They're moving faster. I mean, the rotation is really, really quick from MPL, so they have to be very careful. Doesn't matter, never mind. They shut it down and absolutely demolished them there on B. Wow, okay.
Yeah, and that is that theory and execution of why you go back in for that force buy. Despite losing back-to-back rounds, despite losing the force buy of the prior one, you get a bomb plant, you make it a little bit close. You're now going to have even more money because of loss bonus. Go for it again, and, well, now they're looking for a little hunt. They're going to have even more money in towards the next round. So why not try and make it even more expensive over towards bait? Two players looking towards apartments. I don't know, George, not too far away. Pretty low, though. Oh, Nitro overlooks the site itself. So hard focused on Pip. They don't want to lose too many bodies for no reason either. RG get there first and a really good round, all things considered.
Solid look, really solid. See what Bait have got in store to kind of come back. It looked like the setup was good, you know, deep banana presence, then two players behind that, ready for the aggression to come in, but they just absolutely got flattened. So again, a large part of the conversation is individually, can NRG match up? We saw yes on the previous map, no on the first though, so there really is two versions of this team so far. Perhaps the same from Bait, you could argue, though. So, yeah, very, very much up in the air. CSGO2 already better than his performance over on Mirage. So there's that at the very least.
Take those. Yeah, for him, he really struggled to get going. Probably looking towards him a little bit in this round as well. He's a high impact position. We've already just seen as well, twice out. Decently, they can kind of take control, even put pressure on towards A. Even if they're not finishing there as well, they're drawing attention over. CSGO2 needs to find ways to get proactive for him. And he's just playing on towards the site itself. MPL's long lurk, and he'll re-implement a smoke as well. 50 seconds, NRG aren't really decided where they want to go, but they're going to draw the numbers back from A and bolster up this B here.
Shaping up with the utility. But there's loads of it, just kind of the basics. Might even keep it down to a simple contact here. Really well-timed smoke there from the CT side. George, with a big find, is going to threaten this A site and the wrap. May well have been heard on said wrap, but the man advantage looks good. There's going to be no assistance coming in as well for these Bait players. They're going to have to figure it out on their own. Kenz is all blocking on the edge of this smoke. He goes down, as does his teammate. Just nothing in it for Bait. CSGO2 with one through the smoke, but that'll be all she wrote. It's MPL to hold his M4 and NRG to even up.
Good work. And actually, when you look at the round itself, it's not only is it a round won by NRG, but it's one with only the one casualty. You're really happy of how you've walked away from this one. For the most part unscathed, it's a continuation of this good run for NRG, back-to-back rounds, but also really bolstering up the finances too. Cynthia, I'll say that M4 he should be okay. There's a couple players that are in and around Ram. Let's see. He's close, but I don't think he's going to wrap all the way into a spawn. So get an M4 at the very least, but yeah, nice work by NRG. Another decent round by them. That one, they draw it out a little bit more, and as you were talking about, a bit more of that basic utility, but it works well. The individuals are really hitting their shots. And this series ends kind of with a nice NRG map here. We actually just talk about, we don't really probably look that detailed into Dust 2 as we just write it off and say, you know, first map of the tournament, getting a bit of the rust out of the way. This has been a lot more like it. They can get back-to-back maps. I mean, they're kind of finding these gun rounds. Impressive stuff for NRG.
Oh,
lucky Jordan.
we love to see that. Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? Just has his crosshair and bullets in the right place.
Perfect flash as well. It's so
Yeah.
frustrating.
I was like, I'm going to wait for this. It's going to be beautiful, and then I'll pick it up. And it was like, nope, Essential flattens him.
Recovered gun too, huh?
Yeah, they'll probably just hold on to that, I think, unfortunately.
Yeah.
With it being a contact B, so going to filter out here this round. That being said, they're buying in the next. They are sort of sticking around a bit. Bombs
Very
late to
fair,
go down.
right?
Oh, there you go. MPL knows his angles. I mean, yeah, they might not expect this. Flash is coming in at a good time. So, yeah, I mean, 2 M4s, what is that really into the next round, right? If it had been an AK, like you say, different story, but not the case. So they're sticking around, giving it a look. As it becomes less and less and less likely, they will start to back away and manage to save the M4s anyway. So tiny bits of damage done, but it's another round for NRG.
Yeah, nice work. It's a little bit more competitive from Bait, but again, still for the most part, all the praise is lumped towards NRG. Nice round by them. Now taken as well. It's all well and good with Bait finding success in the early part of this map, but when rounds are being in play, and only one team, that's going to call for a timeout. Nitro immediately discussing with Brogue. I do feel like Bait would really need this kind of timeout a little bit more of anything, though. I feel like they're the side who still very much on the back foot. Momentum doesn't feel very good for them right now. They would like this opportunity to get Madden on the mic.
Does make sense. Try and even things out, but NRG actually looking in a very good spot, and I think with the previous map, convincing themselves that they are capable of more. They are capable of taking this that full distance. So yeah, very, very much looking forward to seeing what they've got prepared, what they've got in the back pocket here. Bait on a strong buy. CSGO2 with the AWP in hand as well. So now they have no excuses themselves. A really big swing round here, I believe, in the first half of this final match.
Yeah, exactly. Really, the thing is that even if they are to lose this for NRG, they're still going to buy in towards the next. One thing going for them, but same really can't be said for Bait. Sure, there's residual cash and CSGO2 and MPL, but let's see. Everyone's blind, but it's Bro who's delivering. Guess 2. Everyone was blind. He just recovers the quickest.
MPL through the smoke. Able to back up one. The bomb is going to be pretty late here. But they've already committed to the save now. Look at this over on the A-bomb site, right? Because there's that tiny bit of presence there. They don't really want to move and get stabbed in the back. They will give it across. It's yet another round. Ooh. For NRG. CSGO2 quick, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it makes no real difference, but it's a nice shot at the very least. I think Bait in a position where you take what you can get, honestly. Save comes through. Understandable. Spoke about the long-term econ being pretty poor. There's finances. There's two of the richer players as well of MPL and Senkawa who end up saving. So it makes the dropping situation a bit easier. And even out the econ. NRG, 4 rounds on the trot. Start to snowball the same way we saw on towards Mirage. Consistent rounds on the board. Make it life really difficult for Bait. And again, even compared to Mirage, I feel like on the Inferno so far, I don't think the calling doesn't feel too detailed right now, but Bait are just making one too many mistakes for me. I mean, everyone blind there, I can't really blame them that much. Bros does a good job. You know, first one recovered, first one ready for the fight, and 2 kills, all it took. He's out open.
Now a timeout returned from Bates, so really feeling tense here in this first matchup. Both teams have thrown their hat in the ring for being deserved victors. At the moment it is NRG that I think are impressing. Bates missing a lot of that spark that we kind of expect from this team. I think into 25, really sharp looking team, but a lot of that feels like it has maybe fallen off coming into the second season of last year and now the first season of this year. It really does feel this team is not as impressive as it once was. Still have great shooters, but maybe they have been figured out tactically and there wasn't a lot to figure out in the first place.
It's true. Shot by OC. Control lost as well. Re-break on towards that smoke, but he can't punish the top car player. Have to reclaim space elsewhere. They've lost B to the CT side, so they've got to try and take some control another way. Senkawa, rather than shooting on the tracers, hoping somebody sneaks through that smoke. I don't think he'll be given the luxury. Also not committed to going towards A. The pack of the group is still sticking up here towards Banana. Oh, hang on.
Alright, wait a minute. Getting a bit weird. George has quickly moved into the apartments, was looking for a catch-up, didn't quite get it. What is going on? Trade after trade. They do outnumber them on the A-bomb site for the time being. Nitro with the spams, man. He's been so good with them. Cynthia in towards Pit, meanwhile, trying to stay alive. Great double swing. CSGO2 to clutch things up. He's looking for an automatic weapon. He will get his hands onto an M4. Hopefully loaded so that he doesn't have to give his position away with that reload. Not gone down yet. Taking their time with it. So he might catch someone moving into a post plant. Doesn't look to be the case. That planter is firmly, indeed, planted on top of the bomb. CSGO2 slowly moving in. He's not being checked here though. They're giving a lot of space, a lot of respect across. Just trying to find the tip of the head from somewhere. Not going to happen, and George drops him at the opportune moment. NRG, keep them coming.
Yeah, George starts and closes that round. Really nice work. And again, I think as well for Bait, they're close, right, in a lot of these engagements. It feels like they're got sort of the right idea. Just 1 or 2 head-to-heads are just not going their way, and that's been the big difference maker. But NRG, we are starting to see the individuals really step up. And it's not even OC this time as well, right? It's Nitro who's showing what he's about. And George's opening kill there was pretty delectable, I will say. Nitro doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Bro having a couple of moments too, but he is the first to go down. Senkawa, Nitro will answer back though. And again, we'll keep singing his praises. 11-5, why wouldn't we?
Yeah, I mean, looking fantastic. It has to be said. Proving that it can be done at any stage of your career. In comes the B execute. Nice and contact heavy here. There is a rotation coming round. Kenzazor. Smoke trying to be cheeky. Flash comes round for him. Only one. Slows their roll ever so slightly, but will it be enough? That's lazy from MPL, honestly. Not got his gun up in time. He will get punished, rightfully so. Whether he would have won that fight on his HP remains to be seen, but still not a great look. Meanwhile, Alex and Ascential, the old guard homies, trying to make it work. Down to just Ascential, not gonna happen for them. NRG keep this streak rolling.
Really nice work, honestly. Super simple things in that post plant just to make sure that there was never really an issue. playing off each other very, very well too. NRG, you just keep lumping the praise on, but on that point you brought up, and of course you brought up specifically for NPL, but it does feel quite akin actually for Bait as a whole, is just these sloppy mistakes. NRG are going to punish every single time. Over sights and over faces that are only going one way. Finance is feeble over towards Bait, so a lower buy for them. Triple MP9, double deagle.
Trying to get that apps control once again, something that NRG have really been sending here. They're enjoying the spams as a team, and well, they will stop enjoying them. MPL says, stop making noise in my apartment. Damn, that is unbelievable. Just flies in for the double headshot on the deagle. May well give Bait their first round in quite some time here. Advanced push coming in, spotted by OC. Can they recover things back with their ever so slightly stronger weaponry, like armor for CSGO2 maybe? It's definitely doable for NRG.
Yeah. Seconds. Yell. Bit of make or break position, especially considering CSGO2's gone down and NPL cannot make up for it. Head ripped off his shoulders by OC. Double MP9. Decision to be made for them as well. Smoke down. A jumping shot. Kentazor is so lucky. As Bro gets caught, but with Kentazor taking so much damage and an AK scooped up. Again, decision to be made here. Gonna trade. They're going for it late as well. No kit to work with either, so they've really got to fly towards this fight. And the crossfire, it feels like it's too good. Is that going to be the case? It is. OC makes sure the old guard of OC and Nitro settle things swiftly in that 2 versus 2. I'm surprised they weren't tempted to save that AK, to be honest. But another round for NRG.
Yeah, and crazy, you know, feels like they defy odds again. Like I said, definitely a chance in that 4-on-3 situation, but Bait will be kicking themselves. They can't capitalize on MPL's heroics so early in the round in such a good position, you know, all these things working for them, but they are tactically very dry, bankrupt of ideas. MPL surely going to get caught here. They're running him down. Traded quick. Now where does this player go? Sonic maybe in behind, having a quiet map himself, but looking to pull up some impact.
That's me by Kentazor. This also makes life really difficult for NRG now. No banana control. There's somebody now in your back lines. You're just committed to go for an A here. You got nothing to lose. You can't really double back. You're going to spend way too much time trying to find him. Down to 2 versus 4 with the HB advantage. May have God, there should be no way to lose this one. They've lost some egregious ones, but surely this won't be one of them. Bro and Sonic, 1 foot in the grave, the both of them. 10 points apiece. But all but settled. Kentazor, the last, the swing, the find. 3 kills to his name. In a quiet map, but he picks a moment. At least shine a bit of light on Bay. It's been a while since we've been able to speak positively about them, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel, oddly enough, NRG with a Hail Mary kind of round, even though it's not really needed. Sort of desperate moves, but we'll see. Still 7-3, still that 9-3 on the cards. That would be kind of insane. Pretty much every single map going 9-3, apart from that one that went 12-0.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the more one-sided starts that we've had to an IEM. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. You know, we get the occasional lopsided game, but at least it's like, yo, well, 9-3, really. You know, or 8-4, that kind of vibe. 12-0. It was damning. Non-existent from Bait. Unfortunately, it's continued, to say the least. if you can make a 7-5 out of the CT side, it's workable. So not great, but workable. Let's go and start it. I only saw a pixel there, but it was enough.
They immediately are like, right, don't want anything to do with that AWP. Thank you very much. George hanging around in the apartments as he has done pretty much all half long. We all have that one player in our squad, I'm sure, that just loves the apartments in Inferno for whatever reason, but he is going to slowly start backing off. Yeah, fair. Try and keep attention on A, but they are not biting. You can see CSGO2 is here early. Will be smoked off. He can do a bit with this utility. Quantum not quite good enough, and they're confident to roll in.
Oh.
There you go. There's some new boy issues for sure. And that molly is lacking. Still, they may well have rushed it with the timing of it. Not over just yet. Not over just yet. Talking like it is, and maybe CSGO2's advanced position can help them get back in. The rotating support is so far away. I don't know why. Maybe worried about the George presence that usually is there. Because of that, they just save, yeah.
It took them ages. The bomb goes down, and then 5 seconds later, they're only just making a move. Nitro, and we'll see our CSGO2. There's no AWP saved for the CT side. Even with loss bonus as well, bringing out an AWP on the CT side is going to be pretty janky. NPL can drop one over, but it means he can't buy util for himself. I feel like if CSGO2 might be just wielding a rifle here, to be honest. Yeah, it looks to be the case. 8-3. Might not give us another 9-3. Continue this roll, but for NRG, they are loving life in the server. OC continues to be super prevalent. Bro spoke about his impact, but of course it's still Nitro. Top end of the scoreboard, 13 kills to his name. The aggression as well. The molly gets dismantled by the smoke, but a double nade setup from Nitro and Bro. The two O's will take top banana with the HEs alone.
George softened up. Not going to push him down though, so just going to allow him that room, but they're really adamant to take the apartment's control and just keep him out, something that I suppose they have to consistently worry about. Had enough, so fair play. No kill comes in. They do soften them up a bit. It is, of course, the top banana move that lets them down. Flash ready. Rowe playing anti, takes a small peek, calls on some assistance here to try and fight back. Molotov forces them out. The flash is a little awkward. Meanwhile, a contact move in the apartments. There's fights all over the place right now. As it settles, it's 2-on-2. Down middle, that bomb has been dropped. Senfial suddenly finds himself alone as George strikes from the apartments. Smoke on top of the bomb allows them the space to get it back. Senfial molly down, takes the fight and wins it. So into the 1 versus 1, a very aggressive move. With only 39 HP for OC. Don't necessarily fancy his chances, but he also is not shying away from this fight. Senfial trying to bait things out ever so slightly. OC is just in.
No.
Very last moment. He gets called away. His instincts get the better of him. The sense of timing betrays him. Senfial has found the gap to get fully in towards this bomb site. Where is he playing from, though? It's such a weird plant. Very, very difficult to know what this is planted for, and there's just hardly any time on that bomb. Senfial doesn't even touch it, really. And OC wins it out without ultimately firing a bullet. Clean stuff, once again, from NRG, looking to take this series 2-1. we go. This third and final map coming to a culmination, and again, it may be a swift one as NRG shaping up very, very nicely here to net themselves a place in the upper bracket. Meanwhile, new addition over on the bait side of things, turning a lot of heads, catching a lot of eyes. And he did have a great debut map. Looks better here for sure, but the team of bait just not really stepping up to the mantle, which again surprises us. I would have figured NRG would have their work cut out, but the past two maps not been the case.
Yeah, I think the one thing for bait, they just don't play this map a hell of a lot, and last time they did play it, back in the major, they got destroyed 13-2 by Vitality, so it's been a bit of a weird one in the pool for them. Not a few maps we just don't play a lot of CS on, comparatively to NRG, who've got a lot of reps, and a lot of kills to start things off. Killer piece for George and OC. But it's now taken here by the CT side. They win this pistol round. This series is surely all but done.
MPL with a nice find. Could be a big deal. Bomb now has the option to pivot towards B. It looks like it will. Dangerous fights here, though. Nitro gets caught out in the open, unfortunately. Julie's meanwhile trying to close the gap. Did he actually? He's actually made it around that corner. That's insane. I mean, he's going to be the only one left now. He's the only problem. As the bomb goes down, can he even get the catch on this library player? The answer is no. MPL takes matters into his own hands with the 4K.
Great recovery. Really, really great recovery. It actually looked like NRG, you get the opening double. You get one back if you're bait, but numbers still looking good for NRG, and they actually make it look quite seamless from there on out. So fair play. Good work from bait. Individual brilliance too, of course, which is sort of what they are hoping for. I think, you know, we talk about kind of a team holistic performance. We saw it in map 1. We haven't really seen it since. You're now just hoping some star can shine and pull you back into this a little bit. Boost towards plant. Put a couple up there. Bro, Nitro will go up. Gamble stack towards the B side though. Zero presence anywhere else. Let's see where the bait fall for it. Looks, at least in the early part, that they were tempted, but they're retreating.
Yeah, fair enough. A safe play, it would seem. But ultimately, set things up here. Slow roll in towards B. Just the MAC-10 leading the charge, just in case. And well, they would be correct. The bomb itself, a slow roll towards A. Although they've not spotted everybody, so they're still a little scared of this A bomb site. Should eventually realize that nobody is home. Bro on the MAC-10 here in pretty quick time, but unfortunately, the site looks set to fall. He might make some money.
Oh.
Quick from Alex.
Yeah, fair play. Fair play indeed. Shooting gallery, down mid for MPL. Oh, okay. 3 back-to-back dings for OC. One nets him a kill. None of deals damage, but it's all but a foregone conclusion with a buy alone, more or less, even before the round got started. Nice work by bait. This is what you need, right? You know, we're talking about early rounds of the half being put on the board, bit of consistency, making sure that there really isn't that much of a conversation around it either. This is the first true test. I mean, if we're going to really get things going here for Bay, it's your bonus buy against NRG's full buy. If you can overcome this, that's when you can start believing for Bait once again.
That is true. That is very, very true. NRG has yet to give us anything onto the CT side. Early utility down Banana as they look to try and retain the control. There's 3 over there. Could be a good nade here from both sides, to be fair, but it's the CTs that get the brunt of it. Theirs did not quite land in the same way, so Chunk taken out, Molotov in to force them back, and Kenzuzor to get the kill. Beautifully done. Still, though, got to be careful. This B-bomb site is better defended than you might expect. Even thinking about rotating a player across from A.
Oh,
Oh, and bro with the find through the smoke makes all the difference here.
Yeah, that changes the round massively. Numbers advantage for bait. You can play this pack mentality. I don't have it anymore. And also, you don't really have a read about what sort of numbers were towards B. They're heading back towards A, which is the right call. Only one man here is Captain Fantastic. Nitro's got to go huge, but enough time has been bought for 2 players to rotate over. And Nitro spots a bit of information. Flash towards short to try and keep attention drawn. They're taking long control. We don't have a lot of time. 20 seconds. We got to go here. Long flash is excellent, and that gains the information. They're going back to B. It's a last-ditch effort. Oh my god, bro, his steps might have been heard here. He is the make or break in this round. Can he drop the bomb? Yes, he can. He gets another with it. A dink on towards a Cential. 7 seconds is the time to plot just about. Safe round that corner. A 2 versus 3, however. Make that a 2 versus 2. MPL lurks, but he's so far away. It's a foot race he won't win. George can just stick it. I don't think MPL's going to round the corner. He's not being held for. Oh my god, Nitro doesn't hold for his teammate. He goes down, but thankfully NRG still win the round.
God, that is chaotic.
To say the
yeah,
least.
I mean, the wherewithal to get the bomb down round the corner, not panicking the time, right? Yeah. And there was maybe half a second in it, just got it in. And then Nitro baiting.
Yeah.
Kind of fair for the trade frag. Okay, fair enough, but it makes us worry. It makes us sweat. That's for damn sure. But it was just all so chaotic, so intense that you do indeed make a few mistakes or force the issue. MPL lucky to get away with even denying the bomb defuse, it feels like. Timeout coming in from Bait, rightfully so. Going to need it, and this is something, again, we saw a bit of an issue for them on Mirage, was the fact that they lost these closer rounds, or rounds that they should never be losing, in fact, and I think the tilt set in. So maybe just trying to avoid that here, as they are still in with a good chance.
Yeah, exactly. NRG a bit double digits. That's already a nice bit of breathing room to have. You're so close to the finish line, and yeah, very decently ahead of Bait too. You're not under pressure, but you just want to shore things up. Bait on the flip side, it is a bit of a narrative of now or never for them. Not many chances left. A buy back in, which makes complete sense, sure, but there's no long-term economy here. You lose this round, especially if you don't get a bump on again. You've got no money. At that point, it could already be done and dusted. This is arguably the most important round that Bait have played so far, and it will start well with Kentisor getting the first.
Oh, Nitro tagged down ever so slightly. OC in a weird spot here. Yeah, I was going to say, may well go overlooked. It's Nitro that goes down a bit too easily. That will make the difference. So, Bait with an unorthodox wrap towards A. Not the most common move, but, you know, rushing through smokes and things. But they make it work. So, here we go. Game is certainly still alive.
Yeah, you have to save it. In a spot like this, you can't really be going for anything else. Just because, again, you don't really have the funds to work with yourself. And it does give a bit of a lifeline now for Bait to work with. If you don't have an AK kept alive, there won't be enough of a hunt from Bait to find these guys. Here's that question of what do you do around it. Oshi's going to have a bit of cash on hand, which should net out a buy for him. I wouldn't be surprised if NRG go for a force buy here. Much as it seems a bit rogue, you drop over 1 SMG, you just try and reset the economy to a flatline level. Or, flip side, you don't buy around it, OC doesn't buy anything, and then he has an AWP next round. Two reminds about it, but you've got space to work with for NRG, so it wouldn't be the most outlandish thing in the world. The Bait, spot to put in. They go for no buy here. OC doesn't go for any sort of investment either, so that means an AWP in towards the next. Bait should get a 7th, 3-round game. Gap being closed down upon considerably.
Yeah, they have to be very careful in the upcoming rounds. Trying to do something in this one though, keep things interesting, as the rotation will come around from that AK towards B. Nitro has smoke. There's a few intentional decisions here from NRG. Just really got to be careful. Yeah, Nitro has some beautiful timing there. Senfial, worried. Starts to pigeonhole them towards B. Hold on a moment, guys. Hold on a moment. There might be a cook happening here. No, where are you going? Where are you going, guys? For goodness sake, why have they done this? I mean, they're still close enough that it could still be chaotic. And it's the MP9 finding two. Nobody else able to help out. Oh, I've never been more angry in my life. Why did they bail on that, man?
Yeah, miscom somewhere, right? Clutter communication called them away from that B site from what felt like a really cool setup. Once again, put us now in a spot where we're talking about that deficit being chipped away. And finally, we're getting what feels like a bit of a competitive map. We've not really had many of, or any of them today.
Oh boy.
They felt kind of one-sided. This one actually feels like it's got a bit of something about it. Pop shot by OC. Being found behind it. Gonna fall further away. Deep smoke in towards top banana. Plus wants to make sure he doesn't get naded on towards corner wall. Makes complete sense. I wonder whether MPL gets sent in here with a flash. Or if it's a timing play to see whether they go peeking. No, he's got contact. I'm trying to send the out. Decent work in the last round from him as well. That final kill, he's drawn attention. He'll go around the corner, but there's nothing to bro. It doesn't go deep enough.
They're well known in apartments. Kind of just faking it out. And I mean, with how forwards the CT side are, they know that there's really not much to this. Oh man, and maybe a catch.
Yeah.
Seeing the timing slightly, I thought George might get eyes on these players at the bottom. But he has, once again, you know, gone back to his second home, the apartments, and sees that there's nobody else here. They start to get ready for the B hit, and they're looking good while doing so. OC in from New. They use the molly elsewhere. Surely he gets another here. He will indeed. So quick with it. Keeps it coming from New. Oh, OC. Yes, sir. Silences the critics. Beautiful hold from him and a big, big round for NRG.
What a moment by OC. That is some sharp shooting from Nubox. Wow. Just so good at selecting his targets, seeing them off. Really well done. He had no bullets left as well off the back of that final shot, so he had to really pick his moment. Baits out the AWP shot on the jiggle peak, and yeah, that's sumptuous. That really is something. Damn, 11-7. Takpor's taken here by Bait. Again, what feels like another last hurrah. Triple AK, Galil, Sega Kawa. Do you even have anything? No, just a Deagle. Oh, the youngster. Vantage NRG. That last chance saloon for this Bait side. Don't have the truest of buys. At least a Galil to work with for the new boy, but now we'll never hear no ought to be able to contend with OC, who is, I mean, without a doubt, walking away with the MVP from the series. He's been great all three maps.
Started off a bit slow into this map, actually, but he really has lit up the server.
We cursed him.
That's our fault. That is our fault. Yeah. Sorry about that. North America, sorry about that. Senfial keeps going, though, as he's just eliminated everybody, it would seem. He's actually on for the ace, as we've had the funny moment with OC in the middle. Sonic is also still in this. The other guys in Banana, they might have decent enough information on that. I'm not quite sure, but either way, he has a bit of a window here. Oh, he's going to capitalize. You can't be serious.
No idea.
Kenzazor, yeah, where the hell is he? And I don't think there's really a kit available. Smoke onto the bomb. Gonna have to find the kill right now. Not gonna happen. Kenzazor deletes him. Pretty close, and it will cost them a lot of money, which is quite important in the comeback train.
Yes.
Still goes the way of Bait.
Yeah, completely deletes any sort of leftover finances they had to work with. Once again, sure, they can buy in, but the wallet is going to be thin following the investment coming through. So, there is something to take away from that for NRG. Just for singing the praises of OC. Quite funny. I sent the out. Bit of a Terminator in this round, though. Just holding W and catching craniums. OC only buy 2 work with Hero M4 for him. Get rid of pistols and a little bit of utility to work with. Don't mind this from Bro, though. Bit unorthodox. Aggression in towards apartments. Goes looking, but nothing on offer.
Few upgraded pistols here. Could be deadly.
Actually, those 5.7s.
Bro hears some noise in second mid. Loses his head when he goes to have a look. Wow, Bait all of a sudden incredibly crisp. Down goes the scary gun. Wow. And everybody else with it. Man alive. Bait have suddenly turned the dial up to 11. They feel the fire beneath them when NRG hit 11, and they have found themselves a completely different look and maybe another comeback opportunity.
It's a 2-round game, but actually it's more like a 1-round game, if we're being honest. Right? You get a 9th here, which obviously just has to be locked into place. There's no money if NRG fall flat in this 2-round game. Oh man, this is really quite dicey. I don't know if there was... Okay, there is just about enough for that AWP to come through. That's good. That's where OZB obviously been doing all of his best work. But yeah, this is really, really interesting now. That's going to call for a timeout. You lose this round, though. You lose the lead, NRG. Forced into an eco in towards the next, and it all crumbles from what felt like a really healthy buffer zone for a pretty large portion of this map. Where they find themselves now, Bait. Like you said, it really feels like when their back's up against the wall, that's when they've been doing their best work.
It is true. It's just a question of whether they've left too little room to work with. Yeah. Tough to say. This is where, of course, the sausage is made, as it were, in the game of Counter-Strike. So we'll see if Bait are able to keep things rolling. The big issue for NRG is the fact that they lack cash. So utility begs some questions. No kit begs some questions. They'll have a chunk taken out of them to kick things off.
Start you wanted, but that's why OC in the AWP, a match made in heaven. Nice shot, Kenzazor. On he goes, got to watch on the wings now. As the rest of the team got to try and pull their way out of this man disadvantage. Ascential going to go looking, a double stack here in towards short with Nitro up on high. Difficult to dismantle this one because even the standard Molotov that you throw here actually goes obviously into under bulk, and it shouldn't really affect George. He getting proactive here, and that'll cost his life. That feels unnecessary. Ascential was waiting, somewhat expecting that, and now that he's Nitro very vulnerable, he can't really fall away without making noise.
He's up top. I mean, he's going to take the fight there. However, there is that untraded kill onto Sonic. Oh! They're not looking for Bro. Oh man, you can't be serious. He doesn't close it out. The dream's still alive. It's OC on the other side of the map. They know about that. Ascential left incredibly low. OC swaps up onto the AK here. Does not have a kit available, remember, so just going to have to move in here and try and find this kill. Does seem like Ascential is unsure. Head on a swivel. Checking multiple angles up on the cold zero box. OC rounds this corner. Will he check it cleanly enough? Oh. Yes, he will. And OC keeps this going. Just a lovely bow on top of a great series from him to win what could be the game-winning clutch.
Yeah, that is pivotal from OC. He starts and he closes that round. And Ascential's had a really decent map as well, but just couldn't come out on top there. A little bit too much of a basic angle, unfortunately. Close, but no cigar. NRG, map and series point, and let's cast our mind back to the narrative that we brought up at the start of this series. We spoke about NRG being domestically one of the more dominant forces they've got over there in NA. Really decent performances, top 2 in basically every tournament they're playing domestically, but internationally, they've not been able to replicate those level of results. And the question is, how competitive can they be on the international stage? Well, this series anything to go by, they got something about them. So we'll find the first. Bro goes down. They aren't done just yet, though.
Yeah, you have to be very careful with poking the bear here. I think they might just have done that. Bait come back with a vengeance, bursting through. Going back to their roots maybe and just trying to rely on those rifles that are so effective on this team.
Nitro. Struggle to get out of here. He just about does, but makes a fair chunk of damage before he dips down in towards Pier. Towards Banana, 3 towards Banana even, 1 with the bomb on his back. George isn't alone here. Back contact might get a supporting flash. No, he gets a supporting swing, which will cost Sonic his life. MP9 goes for 3 and puts it back into a 2 versus 2.
It's fine from OC. That might just do it once again. He is looking to be the hero, to be that impactful player. All down to a Senfial. Needs 100 points of damage near enough, but split between 2. OC brave to go for it, and Nitro forced into the trade situation. They didn't quite have the timing down. I think they maybe wanted to go for a double face, but they were not comfortable. They were not together, not on the same page at all. And a big 1v2 handed across to Bait.
Yeah, lost that previous clutch, but gets it back in blood. Big 1 versus 2 there from Ascential. Yeah, like I said, what a map from him, right? 24 and 12, NPL 23 and 13. Those two are really putting the team on their back a little bit. Look at the knock-on effect here. An ultimate round of play. Regulation. And you're looking at what is now this dicey position. LG, no real buy here. What do? Smoke down on the molly. Looks like the way they're posturing at the least, they're going to bolster up the safe site and just hope Bait walk into the trap.
Maybe. Slowly worming their way towards A. Somebody's called it.
That one smoke alone might have made them a little uneasy, especially because it was instant.
Yeah, they're going A here. They're going A. I mean, the bomb is right at the back, so could certainly bail out.
Yeah.
Also going long, where there is one guy who's about to get smoked off, so...
True, but that means they're committing to wrapping the site, which is actually good.
Scary. They're just not considering long at all, though, now is the problem. More on the CT side, unfortunately. Nitro on his 5-7. Nitro on his 5-7. Wait a minute. Oh, no assistance. Close for a moment, but just nobody there to help him out. So it will be all the way to 24 rounds.
Not a bad effort. There is due. But, yeah, Bay fair play. I mean, decent recovery. I really thought they were down and out more or less by the halfway mark, to be perfectly frank. And knocking on the door, overtime now. OC back on the AWP. Haven't seen one in Segakawa's hands for a while, but just financially they haven't been stable enough Bait to be able to invest into one. Also, there's definitely reservations about T-side AWPing on Inferno. Can be quite difficult to do seamlessly, especially if you are a new guy, a youngster at this level. Sonic, first to fall. Kenzazor gets aggressive, and Sonic just sticks around a little too long.
Yeah, they're unlucky not to get away with a kill, but that advantage slips away. What kind of response have NRG got in store? It looks like they will try for the A-bomb site here, sort of against the grain in terms of what you might expect, right? You lose a player on B, you expect that it's the site that gets bolstered, but moving against that. Meanwhile, Bait not really biting all that much themselves, still making the decision. This is what they want to do. They're going to lose a player in the apartments, but still seems set on A, and it's very loose in towards A as well. Not a big fan of this. OC is here ahead of that smoke, and he continues finding heads. When he comes under threat, Nitro will bail him out, and it's beautifully held on A. Multiple rounds in a row. It is OC that bails them out. What a series from him. What a series from MNRG. Hard work there on Inferno, as it should be against Bait. But goodness, that Mirage was a thing of beauty, and they will take this series 2-1.
Yeah, incredible work by OC again at the end there. Talk about a time to step up. He's done it all map long, and he picks another fantastic moment to find a flurry of frags coming through. It's a fantastic showing from NRG in terms of they can both do these dominant maps, but they can grind